artist. Today we're doing another pull from my mystery boxes that I have, as well as showing off two other books that I got in the mail, and one of them is signed by a celebrity, so I'll do like 10 of these, and then some more, and then show off the book. The other one signed by the celebrity, and then show off the next book after that, or show off a few more of these. So first of all, we have Black Hammer in Justice League number 5. And I've gotten a few of these in my pulls from these boxes. So I got like 3 mystery boxes, I believe, with 100 books in them. And I've never seen these contents, but I'm pretty sure I got a few of these in the previous videos. And if you're interested in those, feel free to check them out as well. I'll leave links below. I'm liking the art in this. I like how menacing they made a Mixia's Pitlick look. Who's on here? It says Jeff Lemire. And who did the colors, though? I feel like the coloring is familiar to me. Oh no, it just says artist Michael Walsh. I'm sure I've seen his stuff before. I'm sure he's worked with Jeff Lemire before. So, it looks good. Next we have Prodigy, and this is issue number 6. You see, it's by Raphael Albuquerque is how I always say it. I'm not sure if that's how you say his name or not. Let me check the inside. I think this is a mature book. Alright, I don't see anything too offensive at first glance here. I like Raphael's style. I have grown accustomed to him through various Batman covers and stuff he did. I think he also did American Vampire, if I remember, with Scott Snyder. But I've never read it, but I believe that's what he did previously. That's been well known. I don't know the premise of this book or anything, but I do know they're doing a Netflix series. So that'll be interesting to see what comes of that as well. Next we have Aliens Rogue number 1 of 4. I haven't read a lot of Dark Horse. I've more or less read just random things every now and then. But they've always had, I don't know, it seems like a more grounded style from what I remember. I remember I read like some Planet of the Apes comics from them, as well as some just miscellaneous Star Wars. Nothing I can remember, really. Next we have Alien vs. Predator number 4. I've never seen I guess that's a predator there, huh? Without any dreads, maybe. Nah, I don't think so I was looking at like the structure there. I've never seen this type of character in Predator before. This is the art's by Ariel Olivetti. Now, I've bought a few of his books recently, and it's been more of a pen and ink style. As you can see here, this is what I've been talking about, where it's a painted style. See? And this is what I absolutely love Ariel's style. He did, I think I was first accustomed to through his Space Ghost miniseries he did. That had covers by Alex Ross. But yeah, I absolutely love his painted work. Skipping ahead a little bit there. That's very cool. Okay. Next we have American Gods, number 4. This is another book that I've heard about. I know it started as like a regular novel series, I believe. And then it's a TV series, and now it's a comic as well. I believe that's the correct order. I like the details in the illustration here too. I always like when an artist can make a seemingly everyday scene in a book interesting through their talent for drawing. The heavy shadow there under the eyes and stuff. It looks like it switches artists too. Alright, next we have number 4 of the Back to the Future. I think it's a mini-series. It doesn't say 4 of 4, but I think they've been switching on and off with doing mini-series every now and then. So this was put out by IDW, but I don't know much about it, really. I do love the Back to the Future movies, as most people do, but I never got involved with the books. I feel like in this too there were bits that seemed familiar, but I think it's a new story. Looks like it switches art styles too, yeah. Next we have Back to the Future number 5. So I'm assuming more of the same here. It looks like this one opens with the other artist. And so this looks like it takes place during Back to the Future 3 here. With the train. Or after. was multiple artists in there. It doesn't look like there is. Next we have Fight Club 2, number 7. And I'm pretty sure this is a mature book as well, so I'll pull it off camera here. I love the David Mack covers though. Alright, so I don't see anything too offensive in this opening part here. Robert Paulson is the name of the well-known voice actor for pretty much most kids from the 90s and 80s childhood. I doubt they're talking about the same Robert Paulson, though. You got crushed by that crate there. Next we have Fight Club number 8. A nice Christmas cover here. Some bodies there. And these have a quasi cardstock. It's like a gloss cover. This page is interesting here. Look at this. Next we have Prometheus, number 2. Seems like I got a lot of Dark Horse books in this stack. Who's the art? Juan Ferreira. This is some interesting art. It looks very gritty. And I never saw the Prometheus movie either. I do know it takes place in the Alien universe, but that's all I know. But this certainly looks interesting. Like this image here. Let's see if I'm 10 in yet. Okay, I'm 10 in. I'm gonna grab one of my books that I got in the mail. So we got Titan, Mouse of Might. This is by Gary Shipman. There's a signature there. And his wife, Rhoda Shipman. I believe she helps him edit and write it a little bit. So it takes place in the Packens Land universe. And Gary is a very dedicated artist to his YouTube subscribers. He pretty much draws his pages on stream. I think right now he's drawing the like sketch option for people in the front of the book here. He's been drawing those online. But I'll leave a link to his channel. He's a great wholesome guy. You can see he's got scripture down here. He first glance, Titan looks like a Batman-inspired character, but the look is just pretty much where the similarities end, really. So, I haven't read this whole thing yet. And then he put a ton of pack-ins in the book too, like added items, not as book series pack-ins land. So we got more bookmarks here that make an image. So these are nice. And then this is kind of like a sturdier bookmark here. It's like a plastic almost. Titan. So there's Titan. And then it has some more stuff in it too. It came with a nice little patch here. So you can sew that on things. And then it came with a few cards also. And they're signed. There's the back. And then here's the Titan card, signed as well. Like I said, he puts a lot of time and effort into pleasing his audience. So he likes to take his time and share as much as he can. And then here we got some postcards too. So there's one. And I believe these are all done. He had individual issues he was selling too. And that's what these are all from, I believe. Those are the covers. And then there's the other one. And then he threw in a little Bible track here, which he did that for the previous campaign too. I don't know if he did that for me because he knows I'm a Christian as well. But as I've said before, I am a Christian, but if you are not, that's fine. You can choose however you like to live, and I'll choose how I like to live, and I love and care about everyone. I don't worry about your beliefs. I'm just here to support you best way I can. So let me clean all this up here. Alrighty, let's get back into it here. So next we have, looks like Teen Titans 34. This was during the Year of the Villain thing. So a more recent issue. So I will say that I think that the mystery boxes have improved at the shop. Before, when I bought them, like maybe 4 years ago or so, it seemed like it was a lot of like older stuff, and not really anything memorable. And yeah, I mean, I guess this is miscellaneous too, but I feel since it's newer content, at least it feels like a better value. Maybe it's got a better resell ability. So. Next we have Action Comics #2, and I was not collecting Superman at this point, so I'm glad I got this. I didn't read any of the new 52 Superman, actually. New 52 book I bought was Batman, and even that I started late to the game. But I look forward to reading this and seeing what it's all about here. Rags Morales and Brent Anderson are the pencilers. Seems like they have a pretty detailed style here. Yeah, I guess what really hooked me with Rebirth was how they had Doomsday come back and all that stuff, and they had the Clark from the 90s show back up and take over. And that's all I needed to become an avid Superman buyer for monthly books, I guess. He has grown on me a lot. Superman was always like my brother's favorite hero, and I was more of a Batman and Captain America guy. Here is Batman number 32. This is a variant cover here, I believe. I don't have this cover, so. So this was when Bruce had no clue he was Batman, I believe. Well, no, this says 0 year, so this was an in-between stage. I think this was when Riddler had the whole city hardwired. And Bruce had to figure out how to get to the Riddler. This is like the first Riddler story. That's what it was marketed as. Anyway, we see him with the purple gloves here and stuff. I swear I need to do a reading of Snyder's Batman run. We see DC's number 6. So I'm super happy I don't have this variant cover, and this is by one of my favorite modern artists, Mark Brooks. Absolutely love this. Very good. So this is like the base for the box, pretty much. I think the boxes were around 20. And yeah. So this is exciting to get this here. And of course I'll show some of the inside of Deceased here. Deceased is kind of like a modern runaway hit for DC. Everyone loves a good zombie story, and this just kind of tells it a little bit differently. Enough to make it interesting. There we go. I think I showed this off before when I bought it. The giant sea monster here. And then you see the soldiers down here. Next is Event Leviathan number 4, and this is the cardstock variant. The Carrie Andrews cover, I believe. I could be wrong. Alex Maleev art inside. I like the art in the book, I just didn't care for the payoff of the event, unfortunately. So, but you can't please everyone, I guess. I need to check and see who, Universe is on the cover there. Sorry about that, it was just bothering me. I had to know who it was. And then we have Event Leviathan number 5. This is the normal cover. I believe I got all the variant covers for this series, so it's nice to have the regular cover there as well. So I've always liked Bendis's writing more in like the spy, gritty espionage stuff than more in the vein of the superhero stuff. So I actually enjoyed his work a lot more on this, with the exception of the payoff, than like his Superman writing or anything like that. His Daredevil run was like my favorite. And I had never really picked up Daredevil at that point. Of course, then I went back and read all of the required Daredevil readings, so all the Frank Miller stuff. And then we have issue number 6. This crazy maze going on. So, good. So I got 2 common covers, or the regular covers, I guess. So I can add these to my collection as well. So I got 3 more, so I'll probably do this one and then check out the other book signed by the celebrity for y'all. This is Cyborg number 8. I believe I read this in the trade, but I don't know. And the Rebirth Cyborg book wasn't too bad, honestly. It's just like picking and choosing, you know, what you can afford to buy for the month, but I remember when I read it, I was very interested in it. Alright. So this is the other book I got in the mail here. I can't show it off too much though. So this is Tenacious D's Post-Apocalypto. Even the cover has some questionable things on it. But this came out, I guess, last month or so, but the main reason I got it right here, it is signed by Jack Black and Kyle Gass, Tenacious D. So, I'm not huge on Tenacious D. I just like Jack Black a lot. That was the main reason I got it. The humor is definitely a lot more crass than the movies I've typically watched with Jack Black. I've loved him as like Nacho Libre and the voice of Kung Fu Panda and School of Rock and stuff like that, of course. But so this is more lewd than those things. But I just like Jack Black in those movies, so it was $30 or something like that for the book. So I figured, why not? And then you can go to their website right there. And I'll leave the link below too. You can still buy some of the pre-signed copies, I believe. And if they don't have any there, you can go through the company here that I bought this book from. I didn't know they had on their personal site, which was premiercollectibles.com, I believe. Or it might even say on the book plate here. Yeah, that's it. So go through them. And they actually have this full thing animated already on YouTube, as well as you can go and listen to the audio of this read, which is what I did, just to get the feel of it more. So this is pretty much the animated movie, just adapted in still format. And it is all drawn by Jack Black. And yeah. But very huge warning. There's not just a lot of swearing, but there is like genitals being drawn in here and very graphic things being done and certain political opinions you may or may not agree with. So trigger warning to all that stuff. So, but not something I typically show on the channel. But I'll show just like the first couple pages here. But it's just amusing more than anything. Like, I didn't know Jack Black liked to draw or anything like that. So, and this is pretty much done in the same way. Even I think afterwards I watched a little bit of the video of it too, just to see if it was like rendered in full, like actual movement and stuff. But it's pretty much this. It's like still images for the most part. But what I like listening to the audio is Jack Black does like silly voices for most of the characters in here. So he has like a Terminator character. He's doing a very, very poor Arnold Schwarzenegger impression. And then, of course, they get in the old style fridge. Little Indiana Jones reference there to save themselves from the nuclear fallout. So that's that. So check that out if you're in the Jack Black. And if you're not too easily offended, I guess. Alright, next we have Justice League number 6. This is a Tony S. Daniel cover, so that's cool. I love his style. And I'm wondering who's on the interiors here. Matthew Clark and Tom Derenick. I do not know who those people are. But this looks pretty good, honestly. Look at this here. Splash page there. So yeah, this box easily paid for itself. Just with a few current books, it's already the price of the box. Finally, Immortal Men number 4. I actually have all of these New Age of Heroes books. So I have the complete set. And they were done okay. Immortal Men was, I think, the one that didn't stick the landing the most out of all of them. Just because Jim Lee only helped with the first issue's art, and then it immediately switched over to other artists. But Tyler Kirkham is not a bad way to go. I mean, that's pretty cool. But it's just most people checked it out to see some Jim Lee artwork, and then he was only on the first one, you know, but I think this only had 6 or so issues anyway. That's gonna do it for me. I've run out of books here. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see. Share this thing out. And as always, you all have a super slumber. Thanks. Bye.